Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Proverbs Report this Monday afternoon. And it's not raining now, and it's not that cold now. So wonderful. So, Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 9. Better is he who is lightly esteemed and has a servant than he who honours himself and lacks bread. What's Solomon talking about? So this idea of seeing yourself in the right format, in the right sense, in the right frame of mind, and having, as it were, the blessing of a servant, then seeing yourself in such a way that you end up having nothing. So what is he saying? Then he who honours himself and lacks bread. So the idea of seeing yourself better than you are, as opposed to seeing yourself in a realistic fashion. Better to have a right perspective. Jesus put it like this when he said, when you turn up, say, at a dinner place, don't sit at the head table because you'll find yourself being embarrassed when the person running the dinner says to you, actually, mate, you can't sit there. Can you go and sit at the back? You'll be dishonoured. And so this idea of being dishonoured in your own eyes, or better, he says, then if you sit at the back and let the guy running the dinner say, no, don't sit there, come and sit at the front with everyone else. And this idea of being elevated in your own eyes, or being elevated in the eyes of the person who is really important. You know, how much will we allow ourselves to be manipulated in our own eyes by the deceptions of the journey that we've been on? Most people think of themselves in a very negative way. Even if they give a presentation that they don't, they often do, because there's this low self-image in people's lives. But God doesn't want us to have a low self-image. We're now children of God. We don't have to be afraid of anything. We can stand up straight. We can look out and we can say, world, I'm here. When you turn up, guess who's turned up? You turned up. You're important. And there's a sense in which in Christ, we have all been made important. So we don't have to look down at the ground and ashamed and embarrassed. But at the same time, Solomon's saying, don't get yourself caught up in such a kind of framework where you see yourself more than you are, bigger than you are, better than you are, because you will be humbled. And the idea of being humbled and being elevated is a very key theme. Better, Solomon is saying, to live in the humility of a realistic perspective and hold yourself back a little bit. Just have a right kind of perspective in terms of thinking yourself in a proper way. And then you'll never be embarrassed. You'll never be put to shame. But you could be elevated. Thanks for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow.